A proposal to ban certain types of guns has passed the state Senate. We break down what this means for gun owners and makers. Plus, a major road construction project at one of Kennewick's busiest intersections. What drivers need to know.
And the overnight showers are waning with a blustery afternoon ahead. I'll get you prepared. My first alert weather forecast.
From Camp KVUE Local News, this is Good Morning Northwest.
Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Jill Sperling.
And I'm Jason Valentine, and it's Taco Tuesday.
Yes, it is.
Yes. So good morning, Jill.
Good morning, Jason.
Good morning, friends. And we had quite a bit of shower activity overnight, heavy at times, but it's slowing down, but then the winds are going to pick up. So it's a little of everything to start our work week, but things look to be much better as we move along. So just got to get through really tomorrow afternoon, then we're looking good. Let's take a look outside. Legend Skycam Network. Again, starting to be blustery already this morning, but the heavier winds, 20 to 30 mile per hour, are expected in your afternoon, and then they'll considerably slow down as we move into our overnight period. So do get ready for that. So as we move along in the day, we are seeing shower activity starting to move off into the east. We could see a little bit more shower activity today, but it'll be very minor, nothing compared to these heavy cells that we saw come through. So as we move into our day, we are going to be seeing some sunshine with those heavy winds. We're staying cool in the Yakima, mid to lower 50s for the Yakima Valley. For the Tri-Cities, about 10 or so degrees off of what we saw yesterday. More sunshine, but again, a quick spritz or two. Best chance for a little bit of shower activity, and we're already seeing it, is in the Walla Walla area. They're down from the lower 70s to the mid 50s today. So get ready for a very blustery afternoon, and then some showers expected tomorrow. I'll get you prepared for that in my forecast, but for right now, let's send it back to Jill.
Kennewick City officials say its busiest intersection is going to be under construction for the rest of the year. That's Steptoe Street and Gage Boulevard, just west of the Columbia Center Mall. The intersection improvements project will add lanes to the busy intersection. Evelyn Lusignan says 25,000 cars will go through that intersection every day.
To Gage and Steptoe, I think it's good to not only say, well, move traffic through faster and easier, it's also a safety improvement. Well, you know, with a busy intersection, you have more collisions, so the safety factor too will be improved.
Lusignan also says the construction is scheduled to last until January of 2024, and while most lanes will be open, she suggests using an alternative route. A controversial proposal that would require safety training, a completed background check, and a 10-day waiting period before you can buy a gun is now headed to Governor Inslee's desk. It's one of two gun control proposals advancing to historic levels in the state legislature. Cap KVUE's Alyssa Warner has the details.
What we have in front of us is a bill that is about safety. It's about ensuring that everyone who wants to own a gun can indeed get a gun, and they can do it in a safe manner.
Second Substitute House Bill 1143 started out as a proposal that would have required you to get a permit before you could buy a gun in the state of Washington. Oregon voters approved a similar law last November that's been tied up in court for months now. While Washington lawmakers eventually removed the part about a permit, this proposal still imposes several new steps before you can make a purchase. Ahead of the final state Senate vote, several lawmakers raised concerns about the training requirement.
Currently, again, Washington does not require any training for purchasing a firearm. So, therefore, there are no trainers that are certified and meet the requirements that this bill is requiring.
There has also been a lot of debate over whether a 10-day waiting period between getting a background check and buying a gun will make people safer.
The sad fact today is that over half of suicides are committed with a firearm. There are very few do-overs when a gun is used. And that's why, Mr. President, this cooling off period that's in the bill is so critically important.
There may be a mom with a couple of little girls and in a serious domestic violence situation. Even if she finds the instructor and if she can afford the class and if she can get into one of those classes that don't exist today, she will still have to wait another 10 days after the purchase of the firearm to protect herself.
This is a modified version of legislation that Governor Inslee asked for.
Mr. President, there are 28 ayes, 18 nays, 3 excused.
So he is expected to sign it.
Gross second substitute House Bill 1143 is amended by the Senate is declared passed. The title of the bill will be the title of the act.
The proposal is set to take effect on January 1st of next year, assuming that the governor does sign it. Another gun control proposal that would take effect right away if Governor Inslee signs it is the so-called assault weapons ban that's been proposed every year since 2017 and passed the state Senate over the weekend. Substitute House Bill 1240 says the legislature wants to limit the prospective sale of assault weapons while allowing currently existing legal owners to retain the assault weapons they currently own. The bill includes more than 3 pages listing certain types of guns and certain gun features that would all be covered by the ban. 1240 bans people from making, buying, or selling these guns, with a few exemptions. You are allowed to inherit, you are allowed to keep the guns you legally own, and you can sell an assault weapon that you legally own to a gun dealer, but they can only sell it to law enforcement agencies, the military, or someone outside Washington state. The Washington State Sheriff's Association issued a response to House Bill 1240 saying they oppose gun bans because they ignore the larger problem of why shootings happen. Franklin County Sheriff Jim Raymond is part of the Sheriff's Association Executive Board. He says until they can figure out a foolproof way to identify mass shooters before they act, it's about trying to minimize damage. He says there are state firearm laws that do help, like the 10-day waiting period for firearms.
If I go buy a gun and I have to wait 2 or 3 weeks, then to get it, to make sure I'm not the boogeyman, for lack of better words, I'm okay with that. That's good stuff. That's good community prevention, those types of things.
House Bill 1240 has been sent back to the House with some modifications. Lawmakers there will have to approve the updated version before the session ends on April 23rd. Again, if approved and signed by the governor, it would take effect immediately. We'll return in just a moment, but first, Jason Valentine joins us live now for another quick look at weather.
Morning showers or overnight showers are starting to wane, but we have winds to talk about today, some afternoon showers tomorrow. Then a nicer week is ahead after that. All of your forecasts coming right up.
And a new survey shows many Americans are starting to feel like credit is not readily accessible. That's next on Good Morning Northwest.
New chicken nuggets from KFC?
Everybody's gonna want these. Let's eat these inside.
Try new Kentucky Fried Chicken Nuggets. You've never had nuggets like these.
Need to refresh a room in your home?
Yeah, have you seen this place?
Well, right now, you can get a look you love and save big during the home makeover sale at Furniture Row. Find huge savings on every sofa, every dining table, and every bed. Save up to $800 on Purple mattress and adjustable base bundles. Plus 3 years, no interest financing. Shop the largest selection at the lowest prices guaranteed.
I love it.
The home makeover sale on now at Furniture Row.
My son-in-law, Dr. Barrientos, and myself took over this practice in 2013. Our philosophy is that the power that made the body heals the body. As we remove the interference to the nervous system through chiropractic adjustments, then the body can take over and heal. We use several different techniques in our office. Many of our patients come to us after having minor pains and discomforts. Some are caused by falls, some are caused by motor vehicle accidents, work injuries. We treat all of those things here at our office and see very good response to those treatments.
So here at Westside Chiropractic Center, we offer Invisared, which is the only FDA-cleared IRB clinically proven device to provide weight loss reduction, fat reduction, and inch loss. And we are able to target fat, cellulite, stretch marks, and all that kind of stuff, all in this matter of 12 sessions, which ends up helping you lose anywhere between about an inch per session. And we also offer spinal decompression, which is a mechanical traction of the spine. We help all kinds of people, anywhere from your soccer mom that's stressed out about the holidays to those poor people that are in a car accident or an L&I injury, so that they're able to continue to go to work or continue to function in society.
At West Richland Family Dental and Prime Dental Pasco, we are open from 7 a.m. until 7 p.m., Monday through Friday, plus Saturdays for when the week gets to be too full. West Richland Family Dental and Prime Dental Pasco. Stunning smiles for the whole family.
At the Blue Mountain Station in Dayton, Washington, we invest in community. Our partners include Sweet Cheeks Bake Shop, Cedar Rain Spirits, Onyx Farms, Ray's Roast, Red Band Cellars, Bard and Bead Meadery, and the Co-op and Commercial Kitchen. We invite you to explore Dayton today.
I remember when you get a whole meal for $5.
Yeah, it was last Tuesday.
Oh.
And every Tuesday at A&W, where single Papa Burger combos complete with fries and a root beer cost just $5. The good old days are here again. A complete meal for just $5. Tuesdays only at A&W.
Portion of Cap KV sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
5:10 on a Tuesday morning. Well, according to a new survey from the Federal Reserve, U.S. customers are starting to feel credit is getting more difficult to access. The Federal Reserve Bank of New York began conducting its survey of consumer expectations in 2013. The number of respondents who said it's harder to obtain credit than 1 year ago climbed to the highest level in the survey's history. Consumers' years ahead inflation expectations also increased for the first time since October. However, longer-term inflation expectations decreased when looking at 3 and 5-year horizons. Well, people are talking about Starbucks' new olive oil-infused drink, and it's not all good. Customers are complaining that the coffee giant's Oleato is making them run to the bathroom. Starbucks recently introduced the drink, hoping customers would be enticed by the novelty and the extra benefits of health benefits of extra virgin olive oil. But the company may not have considered that the combination of coffee and olive oil might create an urgency to hit the restroom for some people. Well, your family's possibly outdated favorite iconic storageware could be history. Tupperware is barely staying afloat. The company says it is looking for financing because it doesn't have enough cash to fund its operations. Tupperware is also exploring potential layoffs and reviewing its real estate portfolio. Stocks plunged 40% in pre-market trading Monday. The New York Stock Exchange also warned Tupperware it could be delisted for not filing a required annual report. The 77-year-old business has struggled to stay relevant and attract younger customers. Coming up, following a historic ruling from a federal judge, the White House is ready to take action to protect abortion rights. And folks, I'll return with your first alert weather forecast. The rain is moving on, but the winds are coming in. All of your forecast, that is next on Good Morning Northwest.
Shelter. Out here, it's the most important thing. But the good thing is, my Ford F-150 provides enough power to keep working.
Get a great deal on an F-150, only at your local Ford dealer.
Next DT, we're with Oscar winner Nicolas Cage talking his new Dracula movie and Moonstruck memories.
I did get slapped a few times.
No, you did not.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Next DT.
Tonight at 7 on Cap KView.
Your son is right here. Can you please stand up?
From the hit television series on E! Entertainment.
He just said to me, "That's my mother." I just saw him lean down and kiss you.
Meet Matt Frazier, America's top psychic medium, for a special evening of live psychic readings.
He says to me that here in this world, you are always on him and on him and on him and on him.
For more event and ticket information,
I really hope this is helpful.
and to meet Matt Frazier, visit meetmattfrazier.com. Matt Frazier, America's top psychic medium.
Okay, I think we're all aware that most cell companies only give you the lowest price when you sign up for multiple lines.
What? Multiple lines?
Hello? Yeah, 1 sec. But US Cellular gives you just one line for $29.99 with unlimited data.
Just one line with unlimited data.
So you don't have to get more lines than you need.
No, you hang up.
Are you even listening, guy who never looks up from his phone?
Oh, not for me, I just say it.
Okay, so no, you're not listening.
Get one line for $29.99, plus every plan is price protected. US Cellular, built for us.
Homeowners, Washington is moving to renewable power. Consider an investment in green energy. Rooftop solar with Solar Power Northwest, a true one-stop shop. Solar Power Northwest, a better way to solar.
We are Grocery Outlet and we are your Bargain Bliss Market. What's Bargain Bliss? You know that feeling you get when you find the name brands you know and love, but for way, way less? That's Bargain Bliss. It's Grocery Outlet's 20% off wine sale, going on now till April 11th. We have hundreds of wines sure to pair with any gathering. So act now, because these deals won't last long. Stop in and save today.
Grocery Outlet Bargain Market.
We're seeing customers come in every single day. Pros are using battery equipment.
Making the switch to battery was one of the best decisions that we made as a company.
We made the switch to battery-powered equipment to be ahead of the industry.
It's made in America, and I wanted something that was built here.
This is where the world is headed. It's better to be ahead of it now than get on it later.
Built for you. Built for work. Real steel. Find yours.
That sound. Wolves. Boy, they sound hungry.
Load up, wolves!
Good thing this Ford Explorer has Sync 3 technology. Keeps them entertained on the way to dinner.
Get a great deal on an Explorer, only at your local Ford dealer.
A natural wonder like no other. Fly the Northwest tonight at 6. Now, Cap KVUE First Alert Weather with Jason Valentine.
Good Tuesday morning, everyone. Hope you had a wonderful morning and wonderful Monday. Rain moves on here very quickly. Still seeing some in the Blue Mountain region. We have a very windy afternoon, and folks, it is staying cool, at least in our highs. In the morning hours, we're still staying somewhat warm. So shower activity finally moving on. We see a little bit of snow going on in the upper elevations of the Blues. We'll keep an eye on this little cell going on between Goldendale and Hermiston. But folks, we're going to be looking at drier conditions today, but the wind is going to start to kick up. So we have a low pressure system off in the Pacific. Now this is for today, and we're going to get right in the line of the jet stream. So low pressure system will continue to move down. This will keep us dry, but that wind will be heavy. But as we get to our evening hours, that jet stream is going to move to the south, and we're going to see winds slow down quite swiftly into our overnight period. So as we get into Wednesday, that low pressure system kind of hangs out into the Pacific, but moves into our areas, bringing in some shower activity. And then it's going to be moving on as we get into Thursday, and that's going to hearken much nicer conditions. So let's take a closer look at our areas in our future cast. So shower activity moving off into the east. We could see a scattered shower or two, but most likely staying dry. And as we head into our overnight period, that low pressure system, as I showed you, comes on in. We could even see a little bit of snow to rain snow mix in Yakima and Ellensburg early tomorrow. It'll be very quick, changing to rain snow mix to rain very quickly. And as we move on in the morning, more shower activity into pretty much all of our areas. And then by the evening hours, it's going to move on out, and we should be seeing nicer conditions for our Thursday and our Friday. Of course, we'll keep a close eye on that. So current temperatures, we are staying warm in our morning hours. Not as warm as yesterday. We're in the 40s for the Blues and the Mid-Columbia, and upper 30s for Ellensburg and Yakima. So again, off what we saw yesterday, but still well above the freezing mark. But for our highs, we remain well below it until we get to our weekend. Again, just like we saw last week. So just get ready for cooler temperatures to continue. And winds, we're starting to see double-digit winds starting to get into our areas, and that's going to definitely kick up as we get to pretty much noon to 4 o'clock. We expect 20 to 30 mile per hour winds, heavier in the Blues and the Mid-Columbia, maybe 15 to 25 in the Yakima and the Ellensburg areas today. But do get ready for blustery conditions in your afternoon. They'll slow down as we get to the rest of our work week. So today we're still in those mid to lower 50s for Yakima, 49 for Ellensburg. In the Mid-Columbia, much cooler. We're in the mid 50s across the board, almost a 10-degree drop from yesterday. And the biggest drop is in the Blue Mountain region. They were in the lower 70s yesterday, so about a 15-degree drop in the lovely Blue Mountain region. So just chilly conditions. So folks, today we should see some sunshine with that wind, and then we'll see some sunshine with those showers in the morning and into the afternoon for your Wednesday. As we move along, we slowly warm up back to the mid 60s for our weekend. Much nicer conditions await us as we head into at least Thursday into our weekend. In the Tri-Cities area, we should see some sunshine today, morning cloud coverage, and then just that shower activity tomorrow, and nicer conditions, return of maybe 70-degree temperatures by Sunday. So for your Tuesday, the rain has moved on, about a half an inch of rain for Walla Walla in the Tri-Cities. Get ready for those winds, 20 to 30 mile per hour this afternoon.
Plaintiffs in a medicinal abortion case have until Tuesday night to respond to requests for a hold on an order that would suspend FDA approval of an abortion drug. If no action is taken, the medication in question could become unavailable nationwide by the end of the week. John Lawrence reports.
The clock is ticking for mifepristone. That's the first pill in the 2-dose regimen that can terminate a pregnancy through 10 weeks gestation.
This is a pill that's been around for more than 20 years, I believe 22 years. It's been used in 60 countries.
However, Texas federal judge Matthew Kacsmaryk ruled the FDA should suspend approval of the drug, saying the agency didn't consider the trauma and stress women can suffer from ending a pregnancy.
We are ready to fight. This is going to be a long fight. We understand this. We stand by FDA's approval.
Dozens of officials from biotech and pharmaceutical companies signed an open letter backing the FDA's right to, quote, regulate safe, effective medicines for every American. Republican Representative Nancy Mace agrees, even though she considers herself pro-life.
I think that 90% would be okay with listening to the FDA rather than a judge who used an old law that was determined unconstitutional by the Supreme Court.
As the legal matter over the judge's ruling lies in limbo, abortion access varies significantly across the U.S.
Here in Texas, we have a heartbeat bill that was passed, and I think it's important that states dictate their futures, and we have to have the courts uphold these.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
The White House did say it will, quote, always follow the law in regard to if the FDA should ignore the ruling. When we return on Good Morning Northwest, a Washington woman has been traveling the world and has found an interesting way to connect with new people.
I just wrote a jingle for my fish sandwich. Want to hear it? Fish, fish, fish. Look at this fish. It's wild-caught pollock from Alaska. Good thing I don't need jingles to sell my food. My fish sandwich is back for a limited time.
Listen, do you hear that?
Miss T? Who's that?
They want to know. Mom. That's right, baby. Y'all got the greatest teacher in the world.
Hi, Miss Grammatique.
Boy.
Your roof protects your home and family every day. Shouldn't it be the best roof possible? With Air Roofing, a family-owned business in Prosser, you'll see why our customer reviews speak for themselves. No job too small, big enough to take care of your roofing needs. Air Roofing, a company built on quality and reputation.
To start your 4-cheese mac and cheese, you want to put about a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of butter in the pan. And then while that's heating up on a medium to medium high heat, we're going to add heavy cream. And you're just going to coat the bottom of the pan. It's about 1 cup to 1.5 cups that we're using here. And we just want the cream to get heated through and the butter to melt before we add our cheese. We use mozzarella, it gives it that nice stringiness. Parmesan, which gives it a salty and nutty flavor. Cheddar, because cheddar, mac and cheese. And then I use a smoked Gouda, and that gives it its smoky, creamy flavor. You have about 1/4 cup of each cheese in here. But you keep it moving because you don't want to burn your cream. Otherwise, you're going to have a sour milk tasting sauce, and that's not good. We're going to add our pasta. We're using macaroni noodles. This is 7 ounces by weight of cooked pasta. And you can see it's getting all incorporated. The cheeses are melting. Now we're going to turn the heat off. It's okay that everything's not completely melted and combined because this is going to go into the oven. Now we're going to put it into the pan. I'm using an oven-safe disposable pan, and it's perfect for takeout. Breadcrumbs. I'm just using a seasoned breadcrumbs. I like to top my mac and cheese with bacon. Now this is going to go into a 450-degree oven for about 6 minutes. And there's your 4-cheese mac and cheese.
At Vapiano, we invite you to slow down, enjoy the journey. Make a reservation today. Taste wine where it's created. Sample a variety of wines from Sauvignon Blanc, Cabernet Sauvignon, Syrah, and make it a day to remember. Vapiano Estates, Walla Walla.
You work hard for your money, and now you can get up to $1,200 back on state taxes you already paid with the Washington State Working Families Tax Credit. Visit workingfamiliescredit.wa.gov.
My $6.99 popcorn chicken is back, only at Jack in the Box.
E.T., followed by Extra, tonight at 7 on Cap KVUE.
Welcome back. Well, it was around this time last year, 40-year-old Washington State native Lonnie James set out on a mission to travel the world, not just to see the sights, but to make connections along the way using dating apps.
All right, she's gone on 34 first dates in 19 countries. That sounds like a movie, Jill.
It really does.
And it's come with an unexpected bonus. She says the men she's met open up more since there's no pressure for a second date.
Sit across from someone or go on a walk or go on an adventure and get to ask them about their culture. I get to ask them what it's like dating. I get to ask them about gender roles and their views on love and relationships.
Her wanderlust came from her mother, who never got to live her retirement dreams. She died after a long battle with Alzheimer's. James says she wanted to create the life she wanted now, not put it off, and hoped she could do it later.
Even though she's an adventure junkie, she still takes plenty of precautions. She doesn't let anyone know where she's staying. She doesn't give out her phone number unless she's met her date in person. And she consistently shares her location with people back home in Washington.
Well, I am glad to hear that she's taking those precautions.
Yes, 100%.
Well, for most pet owners, every day is National Pet Day, but today it's official.
National Pet Day is a time to pay special attention to your best animal friend, whether that's a dog or cat, feathered friends, or even fish or snakes.
I'm not sure about that.
I tell you, reptile lovers, they love their reptiles.
Yes,
so
yes.
it's different strokes. Whatever animal companion brings you joy, take some time today to make sure you're providing the healthiest environment for them.
And some ways to do that: throw away toys that have become unsafe, make sure vaccinations are up to date, and check tags, microchips, or other forms of ID in case your pet gets lost. A bunch of cute animals right there. And if you don't have a pet, it's a great time to visit your local shelter and maybe offer an animal in need a loving forever home. And of course, we have a lot of shelters in our region
We
that
certainly do.
could use a lot of potential pet owners to come by.
Did you have a pet at the moment, Jill?
Not at the moment, no. I've had a
Okay.
cat, I've had a couple dogs.
All right.
Yeah. What about you?
I've had 3 cats, not one at the moment, but yeah, it's just, it brings us joy to your life.
So much companionship,
Yeah.
and it's great.
So
Yeah.
celebrate your pets, even though most people do it every day,
Yes.
like we said. Quick look outside, folks. The showers have moved on, but the winds of change are coming this afternoon. All of your first alert weather forecast is coming right up.
And coming up on Good Morning Northwest, the trial of an Idaho woman accused of murdering her children has begun. The prosecution laying out their case against Lori Daybell. And one of the Tennessee state representatives who was ousted from the State House has returned to his office. How he managed to regain his seat when we come back.
In today's Tech Bites, you may want to reconsider posting those private messages on Twitter. A feature called Twitter Circles is only supposed to reach a select group of people, but users say their posts are showing up on For You timelines, which means those private tweets may not be so private. Twitter has not commented on the reports. YouTube Premium users have more features to choose from. Subscribers now have higher quality video for web and iOS users. There's also support for co-watching videos on FaceTime through Apple's SharePlay. And finally, you can now order Domino's Pizza using Apple CarPlay. Users can quickly place their favorite pickup order by tapping on the Domino's app. To customize your pizza, tap the Call to Order button and give the store instructions using your voice. A great way to save on delivery charges if you need the dough. Those are your Tech Bites. Have a great day.
Ten years from today, Lisa Schneider will become the undisputed leader of a ginormous pack of dogs. Rescue dogs, to be exact. A second act made possible by the career reskilling courses Lisa's already taking now with AARP to help make sure her income lives as long as she does, so she can finally run with the big dogs and the small dogs who just think they're big dogs. That's why the younger you are, the more you need AARP.
Had enough? No, arthritis. Here, Aspirin Arthritis. Full prescription strength. Reduces inflammation. Thank the gods. Don't thank them too soon.
Kick pain in the Aspirin.
Want luxury hair repair that doesn't cost $50? Pantene's Pro Vitamin Formula repairs hair, as well as the leading luxury bonding treatment for softness and resilience without the price tag. If you know it's Pantene.
Police identify the gunman in a deadly shooting in downtown Louisville that left 5 people dead. And the prosecution has laid out the case against Lori Vallow as the trial of the Idaho woman accused of killing her children has begun.
Overnight showers are waning, but a blustery afternoon is ahead. I'll get you prepared in my first alert weather forecast.
From Camp KVUE Local News, this is Good Morning Northwest.
Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Jill Sperling.
And I'm Jason Valentine. We've made it to Tuesday, moving along in the week. Taco Tuesday, I like to call it.
Always going to be Taco Tuesday.
Oh, I'm just trying to put a positive spin.
No, I like it. I like it.
I like it too. I love tacos.
Been doing a lot of shrimp tacos lately.
Oh, shrimp tacos. Do you deep fry the shrimp, or is it just regular shrimp?
They're fried.
Okay. Right. I mean, is there breading around it?
Oh, no.
Okay.
No breading.
All right.
Yeah, regular shrimp.
I know that fish tacos, they usually put breaded fish into the fish tacos, but
not doing that.
We're hungry already this
morning.
We're
already talking about food.
Yeah, hope you're having your breakfast. Let's take a look outside, folks, on this Tuesday morning. It is calming down, at least shower-wise. We have those showers moving off into the east, and we saw about half an inch of rain for Walla Walla and the Tri-Cities. Other than that, you saw about a quarter of an inch overnight into this morning. But that is moving on. We still have a little bit of a system which could come through Hermiston and Pendleton areas, so we're keeping a close eye on that. But the big change today, more sunshine, but heavier winds. Now for Yakima, it's going to be 15 to 25 mile per hour winds as we get to our afternoon, about noon to 4 o'clock. Highs remain just a touch cooler than yesterday in the mid 50s. For the Tri-Cities, about 10 degrees off of what we saw yesterday at 57. Sunshine, but 20 to 30 mile per hour winds this afternoon. Now winds will die down quickly as we get to the evening, especially in the overnight hours. Could see some stray showers this morning for Walla Walla, about 15 degrees cooler than yesterday. And again, 20 to 30 mile per hour winds this afternoon as well. And we have some afternoon showers to talk about tomorrow, but then we're looking nicer as we head towards the weekend. I'll have your forecast coming up, but for right now, let's send it back to Jill.
5 people were killed and 8 were injured after a gunman opened fire at Old National Bank in Louisville, Kentucky, Monday morning. The gunman live-streamed the attack on social media, and police have identified him as 25-year-old Connor Sturgeon. Sturgeon was a former employee of the bank who was recently given notice that he was going to be fired. Officers arrived on the scene within 3 minutes of being dispatched and quickly killed Sturgeon. A 26-year-old officer who recently graduated from the police academy was shot in the head and is one of the critically wounded. A federal law enforcement source says an AR-15 style rifle was used in the attack. Governor Andy Beshear said the bank's vice president, Tommy Elliott, who died in the attack, was one of his closest friends. There have been at least 15 mass shootings since the start of April, and 146 so far this year. That's 20 more than this time last year, according to the Gun Violence Archive. A disturbing discovery connected to the Las Vegas mass shooting that killed 58 people and injured more than 500 in 2017. Letters show the gunman, Stephen Paddock, was planning the attack as far back as 2014, and that he repeatedly told a friend about a project that would occur in multiple cities across the U.S. The letters were obtained through a public records request by the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Friday. The shooting happened at an outdoor country music concert at the Mandalay Bay Resort and Casino. The motive is still unclear. We turn now to Idaho and the trial of Lori Vallow Daybell, accused of using a doomsday religious cult to justify killing her children. ABC's Rhiannon Alley has more.
This morning, prosecutors are laying out their case against an Idaho mother accused of murdering her 2 children.
The defendant, Lori Vallow Daybell, used money, power, and sex, or the promise of those things, to get what she wanted.
Lori Vallow and her husband, Chad Daybell, allegedly killed Lori's children, JJ and Ty Lee, as part of a religious cult preparing for the end of the world. They're also charged in the death of Chad's late wife, Tammy. Both pleaded not guilty. During opening statements at Lori's trial, prosecutors revealed Tammy died of asphyxiation and said Chad and Lori were planning to spend her life insurance money.
Tammy died at the hands of another.
The cause of Tammy's death was initially ruled as natural causes, but investigators exhumed her body as they gathered evidence in JJ and Tylee's death. The children's bodies were found buried on Chad's property after JJ's grandmother, Kay Woodcock, reported them missing. Woodcock was the first witness called to the stand yesterday. She says only 17 days after Tammy died, she signed into an Amazon account that Lori had access to and saw searches for wedding dresses and rings. In divorce papers from Lori's previous marriage, her ex-husband said Lori thought she was a godlike figure who believed her kids were zombies. But the defense yesterday insisted Lori has a happy-go-lucky personality.
Lori was such a good, responsible mother to her 2 children. She believes in life after death, and she believes she will see her deceased family, including her children, again. When there's lack of evidence, the law calls it not guilty. You said you would be fair and impartial.
Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
Prosecutors are expected to call more than 200 witnesses at the trial. Lori is also charged in the death of her ex-husband in Arizona. It looks like one of the Democrats voted out of the Tennessee state legislature is headed back to his seat. Yesterday, the Nashville Metro Council voted unanimously to reappoint Justin Jones to the State House of Representatives. The council first voted to suspend a procedural rule that prevented anyone else from being nominated and appointed to the seat. Jones will now serve as an interim representative for House District 52, the district he represented before state Republicans voted to expel him. The GOP-dominated House voted to expel Jones and another Democrat after they and a third lawmaker joined protests for gun reform.
Their attempt to crucify democracy has really resurrected a movement here in Tennessee. It shows that we need more representatives who will stand with the people, who are willing to risk a title to be with the people, to stand with the people. And so we need bold leadership. We need to fight for our communities.
Expelled Representative Justin Pearson's vacant seat is scheduled to be addressed during a special meeting in his district Wednesday. Pearson has tweeted he wants nothing more than to serve again. The national emergency for COVID-19 is officially over more than 3 years after it was declared by then-President Trump. The White House says President Biden signed legislation on Monday that ended the national emergency for COVID-19. The White House had opposed the measure, but did say the president will sign it if it passed. The administration had planned to end the national emergency on May 11th, which is also when the public health emergency is set to expire. That still remains in effect for 1 more month. According to the Department of Fish and Wildlife, Washington's wolf population is still on the rise. Gray wolves have been endangered on and off since being killed off in the 1930s. But last year, there was a big improvement, and 2 wolves signify a big change for one Washington region. The Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife analyzed wolf population growth in 3 sectors of Washington. Eastern Washington with the most wolves, the North Cascades region with a handful of packs, and the South Cascades region. Up until recently, the South Cascades had no wolves. One part of wolf recovery is to reach a certain amount of breeding pairs in each region. 2 wolves in Klickitat County are the first to show up in that sector in a very long time, leading the way for Washington wolf recovery plans.
And so now that we have our first pack, this is the first step. So that is super exciting to us. But as far as whether we'll see a big boom next year, probably we'll see that in the North Cascades, but maybe not necessarily in the South Cascades. It's just tough to predict where and when that will all happen.
They're just 2 wolves, but they signify there may be more coming to the area. Later on Good Morning Northwest, more about the Big Muddy Pack, the first to make its way to the South Cascades region. Jason Valentine is here now with a look at your forecast.
Folks, the rain has moved on, but we have changes coming in the form of winds this afternoon. All of your first alert weather forecasts, but nicer towards the weekend. Can't wait to tell you about it coming up.
And a group of Washington State University students are learning that space dust is no laughing matter for space travelers.
New chicken nuggets from KFC?
Everybody's gonna want these. Let's eat these inside.
Try new Kentucky Fried Chicken Nuggets. You've never had nuggets like these.
Shelter. Out here, it's the most important thing. But the good thing is, my Ford F-150 provides enough power to keep working.
Get a great deal on an F-150, only at your local Ford dealer.
I bet if you keep telling me things that you like, I probably like them too.
I'm a slow down to watch the car crash kind of guy. I like where this is headed.
This should be good.
At Bruce Heating and Air, your comfort is our business. With over 30 years of professional HVAC experience for residential and commercial properties, you can rest assured your heating and air system is in good hands. In addition to providing quality heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and installation services, Bruce Heating and Air also houses a full-service sheet metal fabrication shop.
Now through June 30th, receive rebates up to $2,100 off on a new Daikin Fit system when you finance through Bruce Heating and Air.
When great food meets delivery, people just smile. Taste and See Deli in Yakima offers delicious catering that's home cooked like family. And whether you need a dozen box lunches or 100 breakfast burritos, we've got you covered. Give us a call or stop by. Taste and See Deli.
Want to drive?
Really?
Most of us agree our roads are safer when we put away our phones. But we still have some people to reach. So spread the message. And set the example. Because that's how we make the road a safer place for you and your loved ones. Together, we get there.
Pure Filtration Products is your Inland Northwest air quality specialist. We offer filtration products for all your commercial, industrial, and manufacturing needs. From cooling towers to industrial dust collection systems, commercial buildings, schools, hospitals, or manufacturing facilities, we have you covered. Call today and schedule your free facility site evaluation. We'll send a certified air filter specialist to your site to evaluate your filter requirements. Call or click today. Pure Filtration Products.
That sound. Wolves. Boy, they sound hungry. Load up, wolves! Good thing this Ford Explorer has Sync 3 technology. Keeps them entertained on the way to dinner.
Get a great deal on an Explorer, only at your local Ford dealer.
I remember when you get a whole meal for $5.
Yeah, it was last Tuesday.
Oh.
And every Tuesday at A&W, where single Papa Burger combos complete with fries and a root beer cost just $5. The good old days are here again. A complete meal for just $5. Tuesdays only at A&W.
Portion of Cap KVU sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
Welcome back on this Tuesday morning. Well, we learned last week who will crew the Artemis II mission, which will fly by the moon. Now, this mission does not include a lunar landing, but future missions will. A group of Washington State University students could have a hand in keeping the future space travelers safe from moon dust. The reason? Moon dust particles come electrically charged and stick to just about anything, including an astronaut's lungs, that can cause lunar hay fever. Moon dust can coat and scratch surfaces and impact equipment. During the Apollo missions, astronauts tried to use a brush to remove moon dust, but that didn't really work. One WSU senior and associate professor says they might have to come up with a way to clean space dust.
We would watch these liquid nitrogen droplets running around on the floor like water on a hot skillet, and they would collect all of the dust and put it into the lowest part of the floor and just leave it there in one nice spot.
The team found that the sprayer removed 98% of moon dust with minimal damage to spacesuits. Next, the research team plans to do more testing, this time in a more extreme vacuum environment with electrical charging on the dust. They also plan to test the liquid nitrogen on different materials besides spacesuits. A lot goes into going into space. Well, coming up, a celebration of 75 years for a popular drive-in in Union Gap. And we'll return, I'll return with your first alert weather forecast. The rain has moved on, but winds come into our area. I'll get you ready for your Tuesday. That's coming up next on Good Morning Northwest. Stick with us, everyone.
A natural wonder like no other. Fly the Northwest tonight at 6.
It's the home makeover sale at Furniture Row. And right now, every sofa, dining table, and bed is on sale. Save up to $800 on Purple mattress and adjustable base bundles. Plus, get 3 years no interest. The home makeover sale, on now at Furniture Row.
If you're injured on the job, you need an experienced workers' compensation attorney.
Workers' compensation is complex. It has its own laws, doctors, courts, and judges.
For years as an assistant attorney general, I represented labor and industries. Now, I fight for injured workers.
If you can't work, let us go to work to get you benefits.
Call toll-free 1-888-665-8630. Bothwell and Hamill.
Welcome to the Village Bistro. We're happy you're here. I wanted to share with you some of the things we have on our menu. One of my favorite things is our lemon ricotta pancakes, topped with blueberries and powdered sugar and butter, and oh my, they are so delicious. You gotta try our 4-cheese mac and cheese or burgers. Some say they're the best in town. We love to get to know each customer that comes in, and we want you to feel like family when you're with us.
At Affordable Dentures and Implants, we believe in the healing power of a new smile, the way it makes you look and feel, the way a smile lights up a room, so people can see the best version of you, which is why we make new smiles affordable for everyone, so you don't need to wait another day to get your smile back. Scan the QR code to learn more, or visit affordabledentures.com.
Go ahead and smile.
From Cap Cave View, Apple Valley Eats.
The next time your jaws are aching for a really great seafood dinner, where would you rather be?
I'd rather be at Sea Galley. Now, isn't that a good idea? At Sea Galley, we have lobster and clam chowder and shrimp. At Sea Galley, you don't need to wait for the weekend. We offer 3 cuts of slow-roasted, juicy prime rib 7 days a week. And don't forget, we offer our all-you-can-eat salad bar. Or the Shipwreck Lounge with local beers, wines, and a variety of signature drinks. And don't forget, we've got crab legs. Come on down to Sea Galley.
So come get your crab legs tonight.
Don't make a fuss.
Spring into savings
at Denver Mattress. You'll shop brands like
Sealy and Temper
and Purple too. 3 is no interest. Ship free to you.
Denver Mattress.
Now, Cap Cave View First Alert weather with Jason Valentine.
Good Tuesday morning, everyone. Hope you had a wonderful Monday and a nice morning so far. So that rain is moving on. Windy afternoon, though, is ahead today, and then we'll see a few showers tomorrow morning and into the afternoon. But staying cool, folks. We're going to have to wait until the weekend for getting back to a little bit around our average or a little above it. So still seeing a little bit of shower activity sticking around from the big push that came in overnight. About a ½ inch of rain for Walla Walla, Tri-Cities. The rest of our area is about 1/4 to 1/10 of an inch. So quite a bit of wetness overnight. We could see just a hint of it today. Now this is what we're looking at today, a very windy Tuesday. So as we move into our afternoon, that jet stream gets right into our areas from this low pressure system up by Vancouver Island. So that is going to be bringing in 20 to 30 mile per hour winds or 15 to 25 mile per hour winds. That'll be for Yakima in the Ellensburg areas. And as we move into our evening hours, that jet stream moves to the south and we'll see much less wind as we get to our overnight period into tomorrow. So as we head to Wednesday, that low pressure system will start to come through the state of Washington and northern Oregon. And we're going to be seeing some shower activity and some morning snow, some mountain snow, excuse me. Then that low pressure system will move out. We'll be looking at nicer conditions. So let's take a closer look at our areas. The shower activity we're seeing is moving off into the east. And again, a scattered shower is possible. As we move into our evening hours, those winds will slow down, but then that low pressure system starts to come through our area. Could see just a hint of rain-snow mix to maybe just a quick snow shower in Yakima tomorrow morning, and then it should change the rain-snow mix quite quickly, and then that will be moving on. So besides that, that'll move on, and then we'll be looking at nicer conditions as we get to Thursday and into Friday and into our weekend. So as we move into our morning hours, we are seeing cooler than yesterday, but still well above the freezing level conditions. Mid to upper 40s for the Mid-Columbia and the Blues, 39 for Yakima, 38 for Ellensburg. So still a warm morning, just off of what we saw yesterday. And speaking of off, our temperatures are going to be below average again for the entire work week, but then as we get to our weekend, we'll be above average, just like we saw last week, and we see another cool down coming in our next work week. So maybe this is the groove that we are in, a cool work week and a warm weekend. So winds already starting to pick up, and again, the heavy stuff will be coming as we get into our afternoon. 20 to 30 mile per hour winds, Blue Mountain region, Mid-Columbia, 15 to 25 mile per hour winds for Ellensburg and Yakima areas. So our highs today, we're in the mid to lower 50s for the Yakima Valley, right around that 49 for Ellensburg. As we move into the Mid-Columbia, pretty much mid-50s, about 10 degrees off of yesterday, and about 15 degrees off of what we saw yesterday for the Blue Mountain region, mid-50s return. So our 7-day forecast, we're going to remain in the mid-50s through Thursday for Yakima. Again, a chance of those afternoon showers, and then we'll steadily warm up into our weekend. Overnights will get just at or below the freezing mark for the next 4 overnight periods, warming up this weekend. In the Tri-Cities area, again, a chance of those afternoon showers tomorrow, morning showers as well. Mid to upper 50s through Thursday, and warming up. Could see 70s on the weekend. So we are seeing the rain move on. Could see some scattered showers this morning and into the afternoon, but do get ready for those heavy winds coming at noon and 4.
Miners Drive-In has been a popular spot for travelers and locals alike in Union Gap for years. Now it's celebrating its 75th anniversary. It opened on April 9th, 1948 as a small family-owned drive-in offering burgers, fries, and shakes. It's been passed down from miner to miner and still has the same offerings, though on a bigger scale than when they started. The family says they feel fortunate to still be open.
Especially since COVID, it was, really hard getting supplies and stuff like that, certain kinds of food. It really put us to the test, but we prevailed.
The family says they're hoping the restaurant will continue to be open for generations to come. He's not retiring, he's just changing jobs. That's what Pasco Fire Chief Bob Geer has to say about his next chapter in life. Chief Geer will officially change jobs on May 31st after nearly 50 years in the career. He got his start on the west side of Washington in the 70s and made his way to Benton County Fire District 1 as his family grew. In 2009, he took over as Pasco Fire Chief, a move he thought would last a couple years before retiring.
I told my wife maybe just 5 years because I was eligible for retirement at the time. 5 years has now turned into 15. So obviously it's been a great place to work, or it wouldn't have been 15 years.
Chief Geer has a wealth of knowledge that he'll continue to share during retirement. Later on Good Morning Northwest, you'll hear some significant milestones of Chief Geer's career, including a stay in New York after 9/11. There's an opportunity to safely and responsibly dispose of unwanted medications. The Benton County Sheriff's Office and the Coalition for a Healthy Benton City and the DEA will host a DEA National Prescription Drug Take-Back event. It takes place April 22nd from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Benton City Fire Station 210. Benton County deputies will be on site to assist with safe disposal of unwanted or expired prescriptions. Would-be pot farmers planning to convert some of Washington's former orchards into cannabis farms will have to put their operations on hold. The problem? Pesticides. The State Liquor and Cannabis Board says recent tests along the Okanagan River northeast of Lake Chelan show soil contamination from the pesticide DDT, which can cause cancer. It's been banned since the 1970s. The Associated Press reports cannabis plants are actually really good at pulling contaminants from the ground, and then you end up with contaminated plants. And even companies that are growing cannabis without pesticides now have ended up with products that may have to be recalled because of leftover chemicals in the dirt. When we come back, a Nebraska restaurant brings back an Easter tradition that was put on hold during the pandemic, providing meals for the less fortunate.
This week on GMA, Abbott Elementary's Lisa Ann Walter and Katherine Hahn are both here live.
I'm kind of into it.
Plus, Kristen Cavallari cooking things up, Denzel Washington, and an exclusive Celine Dion announcement. What will it be? This week, watch GMA.
When it comes to supplying the farm, come to Northwest Farm Supply. Your hometown store has a wide selection of everything egg-related. Plus, we're the largest Purina dealer in Hermiston. Products you trust from people who care. Northwest Farm Supply in Prosser, Hermiston, and Othello.
Did you know the most common mosquito in our area can travel 5 to 8 miles? Here at Benton County Mosquito Control, our objective is to provide effective mosquito control for your home, neighborhood, and community. Our friendly mosquito control technicians use mosquito population monitoring, educational programming, and a variety of field techniques to reduce mosquitoes in your area. Reduce areas of standing water around your home to help control mosquitoes. For more help, give us a call or visit us online at www.mosquitocontrol.org. Benton County Mosquito Control, where your comfort and health become a priority. When do you feel at home? In the solitude of a quiet drive? When you're dancing to your favorite song? Or wherever you have a shoulder to cry on? For decades, we've called this community home and dedicated ourselves to helping those in it so that no matter where you go, you'll feel at home.
Find your way home in a new Subaru from McCurley Subaru.
Share your love of the game with a surprise move, Kinder Joy, a yummy treat, and an all-star lineup of NBA mascot toys for your favorite fan. Kinder Joy.
Now what? You say it when things go wrong. At Prudential, we think you should say it when things go right, too. Like when you score your dream job, sell your business, or discover she's smart, really smart. Now what? Here's what. You connect with Prudential's rock-solid team serving over 50 million people with investment, insurance, and retirement know-how. Who's your rock? Visit Prudential.com or speak to an advisor today.
10 years from today, Lisa Schneider will become the undisputed leader of a ginormous pack of dogs. Rescue dogs, to be exact. A second act made possible by the career reskilling courses Lisa's already taking now with AARP to help make sure her income lives as long as she does, so she can finally run with the big dogs and the small dogs who just think they're big dogs. That's why the younger you are, the more you need AARP.
Brian Cox gives his first TV interview since rocking the Succession world. Next Extra, how he kept the big twist under wraps and what's next for his cutthroat kids with 7 episodes left. Next Extra.
Tonight at 7:30 on Cap KView. Dry Falls and the Grand Coulee by air tonight.
All right, folks, let's take a closer look at your home cities. And folks, we are looking at partly cloudy skies today, a windy afternoon for the Ellensburg, Kittitas County area, 15 to 25 mile per hour winds, cooler conditions across the board, mid to lower 50s for the Yakima Valley. Also 15 to 25 mile per hour winds there. As we head into the mid-Columbia, 20 to 30 mile per hour winds in our afternoon, then they'll slow down into our evening hours, mid 50s across the board. We could see another little quick spritz in the lovely Blue Mountain region. 20 to 30 mile per hour winds today. Again, those are going to be slowing down overnight. We should see some sunshine intermixed though for the mid-Columbia and the Blue Mountain region. My full forecast is coming up.